Hello，你好，Welcome back，欢迎回来 to Wisdom Wednesday with Johnny Tiger. The date is, you know, I have no idea. I've been so busy these past 2 days, I honestly can't remember what is the date today. But that's okay. Modern technology to the rescue. Alexa, what is the date today?
Today is Wednesday, August 26th.
And there you have it. Thank you.
Yes, today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2020.
Yes, I heard you the first time.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, stop. Like I said, been a very busy the last 2 days, but um, progress report on Tiger, he is doing pretty well. Considering that this time last week he was almost at death's door. Now he's actually quite energetic and he is eating. He's still not eating as much as me and the vet would like, but he's eating, and that's a good sign. So last episode, last Wisdom Wednesday, I remember that we talked about Chinese people and their relationship to animals. And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized I kind of I skipped some details with regarding to fish. We talked about that keeping fish in the house is often practiced as a way to bring good luck, good fortune to the household. Uh, Again, fish in Mandarin is 鱼. So imagine you're saying she, she, but you take out the sh sound. Just say 鱼, 鱼. That's fish. Now, the tradition of keeping fish go back for thousands and thousands of years. But Chinese people have always been very picky with regarding what kind of fish is good as pets. And it's really only narrowed down to two different kinds of fish. Of course, in modern time, there are more and more people who just keep uh, variation, other kind of tropical fish, whatever looks good in the fish tank. But if we go by tradition, if you want to keep fish at home, you should only keep two kinds of fish if your goal is to bring good fortune and good luck, or to chase away evil spirit. Any other kind of fish is just eye candy. They don't work. The first and foremost is the carp. Now, most people associate carps with Japan because you see them in Japanese movies. Whenever you see the imperial castle or temple and they have a fish pond and you see those beautiful, colorful, large fish swimming around in the pond, they always show them in association to Japanese culture. But the carp actually started in China. Chinese people have long believed that the carp were the reincarnation of dragons that offended the gods. So apparently, if you are a dragon, you are like the best, you are the king of all animals. But if you do something that offend the gods above, they turn you into a fish. You turn into a carp. Near the capital city in China, there is a section of the river called the Dragon's Gate. And it has long been rumored that every year, when it comes time for the fish to go back to where they spawn, to lay their egg and procreate, the carp swim up the great river, the great Yangtze River. When they get to the Dragon's Gate, the way the land is shaped is actually like a big archway, natural archway. And the rumor has it, the carp will try to leap over the Dragon's Gate. Any carp that can make the jump will be granted his dragon status back. He will become a dragon once more. Any carp that failed will have to remain being a fish for another year. There was a story long ago. There's this magistrate who is a very, very, very good magistrate. He was kind to his people, he was just, and he was honorable. And whenever he had free time on his hand, which wasn't often, the magistrate loved to go fishing, and he often would bring the fish home and get the chef to cook it up for dinner. One day, the magistrate suddenly came down with an unknown disease, and he went into a coma. It was said that while his body was in a coma, the gods actually took his spirit and put him into the body of a beautiful golden carp. And it was said the magistrate lived the next 3 years of his life as a carp. Every year, when his fishy friends have to go jump over the Dragon's Gate, he would go with them. He would try the jump again and again, hoping to become a dragon. If he couldn't return to being a human being, at least he could try to become a dragon. But every single time he failed, every single time he uh, gashed himself open on the rocks that formed the gate, every single time he was met with disappointment. In these 3 years, the magistrate learned what it's like to be a fish. He learned how tough it was being a fish. Finally, one day, he was caught by a fisherman, and the fisherman sold this golden carp to the magistrate's household because every fisherman in the area knew the magistrate and his family love eating fish. So the fisherman sold this beautiful golden carp to the magistrate's family. And it was said that just as they were ready to kill him, to cook him up for dinner, was when his spirit finally snapped back into his human body, and the magistrate woke up from a 3 year coma. From that day forward, he never ate another fish. He never went fishing ever again, because for 3 years he was a carp, and he realized how cruel it was for them to go out of their way to catch these fish and to eat them just because he liked fishing. So that was a little bit of a digressing into old folklore, but suffice to say, because the carps were always associated as dragon, Chinese people believe that by keeping a carp at home, you bring the power of a dragon into your household. So the dragon will scare away evil spirit, the dragon will bring good luck, and the dragon will attract other good animal to your household, good spirit to your household. Here's the thing. So if carps were that good, why did they get faded out in China? Why did they eventually go to Japan? Because not any carp would do. To be a dragon carp, you have to be red, gold, and white. You have to have all three coloration. Now, Just to give you guys an idea of how hard it is to come by that combination on a carp, if you breed 3,000 carps, if you have 3,000 fish, 3,000 carp, you would be very lucky if you have 20 that is red, gold, and white. So unless you can breed one of those, the rest were pretty cheap. The rest were no good. They might as well be trout. Chinese people were really, really picky when it came to fish. The carp has to be a golden, red, and white carp. Otherwise, it's no good. No one wanted them. So this resulted in a fish breeder, fish farmer, started breeding them in great quantities, just hoping to end up with a golden carp that they can sell for a lot of money. What is a lot of money? There was a carp being sold about 10, 12 years ago in China that went for 80,000 US dollar. One single fish, a golden carp that was the right coloration. So because Chinese people started breeding carp in great quantities, it started affecting the river, the lakes. They became an invasive species that killed off all the other fish and started messing up the environment. So gradually, because they were so bad for the environment, because the practice of breeding carp, just hoping for the right color, was so bad for the environment, they started getting outlawed by cities and government across the board. That's why carp gradually faded out of Chinese people's heart and they became more popular in places such as Japan. So what did Chinese people do after they faded carp out? Well, they went to something smaller and a lot easier to keep. They went to goldfish. Chinese people love goldfish because to them these fish look like the old gold nuggets that were used in Chinese currency. So having them in your fish tank is like having a whole tank full of gold just swimming around. And of course, gold will bring in more gold, and they're nice to look at, easy to feed, and very cheap to buy. So if you are following Chinese tradition of keeping fish that will bring fortune to your household, you either have to find yourself a golden carp, or if you want to do it on the cheap, just go to the pet store and get yourself a little tank full of goldfish. Thank you for checking out today's Wisdom Wednesday. I'm going to go eat dinner now. And no, I'm not having any fish, unfortunately. Um, I'm going to be back tomorrow for Toys Thursday. For now, thank you, 谢谢, and 再见.